Military working dogs, or MWDs, are silent heroes, and most of us know absolutely nothing about them. Here are 7 fascinating facts about military working dogs.
And now, the vet who has a soft coat and shiny eyes, Dr. Andy Roark.
So what do we know about military working dogs?
In boot camp, they have problems with the rope swing.
They're great at barking orders.
Oh, ouch, no and no. Listen, in 2008, General David Petraeus was talking about military working dogs, and he said, "The capability they bring to the fight cannot be replicated by man or machine. By all measures of performance, their yield outperforms any asset we have in our inventory. Our Army would be remiss if we failed to invest more in this incredibly valuable resource." So, they're amazing. And here's 7 things you probably didn't know about them. The military doesn't accept or use dogs from private citizens for their MWD program. These dogs are Belgian Malinois, and they are bred on an Air Force base in Texas for this very specific purpose.
But my dachshund really wants to join the Air Force.
The puppy program breeds Belgian Malinois, aka Maligators, but you may see some other breeds being used by the military. These are different flavors of Shepherd, like German or Dutch, or different breeds entirely. These are all brought in from specially selected kennels. If some of these dogs don't end up working for the military, they may end up working for law enforcement or TSA. The military actually has puppy development specialists that work with these dogs from the time they're born to get them ready for the jobs they're going to have later in life. Puppy development specialist is a real job. From 8 weeks to 7 months of age, these dogs are fostered in appropriate homes where they're socialized. That means that they host cocktail parties and develop networking skills and just, I imagine them generally schmoozing. At 7 months of age, these dogs head back to the base and they attend puppy training and then dog training school. This is like boot camp for most of these dogs. Here, they learn how to move up the ranks in the military to achieve the highest position a dog can hold. Very good boy. When training is complete, military working dogs are valued by the Department of Defense at over $28,000 each. They are considered high value and sensitive assets.
Like really, really expensive fake boobs.
There are strict security protocols to make sure that these dogs are safeguarded at all times. The average working time for these dogs is 8 to 9 years before retirement. I know what you're thinking. You're like, that doesn't sound like a long time for a career. But it's like 60 dog years. It's a long career. The care and maintenance of these dogs is set by the Army Veterinary Corps, and each military department has published their own additional care standards for their own dogs. Each dog is assigned a handler who's in charge of making sure these standards are met both at home and abroad. What happens when it's time for these dogs to retire? Well, they go up for adoption to law enforcement agencies, former handlers, or other people that the military has deemed acceptable to give them good homes given their training. Between 2012 and 2014, the Department of Defense adopted out 1,312 dogs to individuals and 252 to law enforcement agencies. Over 90% of former military working dogs are adopted by their handlers. The remaining 10% said that they and their handlers were just going in different directions and they wanted to move on, and breaking up was the best thing for everybody. Lots of people are surprised to know that the Army has its own veterinarians. Today, the Army Veterinary Corps is made up of 780 veterinarians and warrant officers who are in active duty in Army reserves. These veterinarians are in charge of food safety and security, animal care, veterinary public health, and research and development.
And the breeding of Wolfman hybrids.
Not that. Special thanks to my good friend since veterinary school, Dr. Greg Reppus of the Army Veterinary Corps. Thanks for vetting this episode about vets and the veterinary care that they provide to these dogs. Thank you for watching, and please do me a favor, help me share this video out. Let's get the word out. Let's talk to people about what these cool dogs do, because hey, they do a lot for us. So, until we meet again, Let's be the people that our pets deserve.